The ghosts that we have encountered here in the theater are really super nice, really super friendly, and they seem to be pleasantly happy here.
Is Justice or George here?
And I don't think they are out to harm anyone here at the theater. They're at the theater because they loved it, and this is a happy spot for them.
It just kind of peeked out. It definitely felt like you're being watched. A few times I saw shadows in doorways and heard some strange sounds tonight that we're hoping we caught on our recorders.
It's really dark in here. Do you think you could turn some lights on for us?
There's claims of lights being turned off and on by themselves.
Does the play The Fifth Season have any significance for you?
Claims of seeing apparitions, faces in a window.
Is there somebody out there in the audience?
We're 100% volunteer on our team. We don't get paid for anything that we do. We don't request money for any of our investigations. We do private residences and commercial investigations, and if you need help, just ask and we'll come and take a look for you.
There's a lot of skeptics out there who don't believe it. From my personal experience, I know they're here. I know they are present. When you're walking by them and they appeared by you, that's when they kind of, like, oh gosh, okay, there's someone here. We've had so many people who have been part of this theater for so long, that were so part of our theater, who've passed on, and you can sense them here because it was a happy place, it was a good place. The other side of the lobby is actually the poster of the show that was on stage when the original theater burnt. During the fire, of course, people panic and get out, and then the two people who perished in the fire, the one came back into the theater to save the furs, which were on loan from one of the fur shops downtown Boise. And the other guy who actually perished in the fire, his wife went out one side of the building, he went on the other side of the building, he couldn't find her, so he went back into the theater to find her. And unfortunately, he perished in the fire because of that. We can feel them here. Their presence is known. I talked about someone being out in the auditorium when we're doing stuff. I wanted to say it's the guy who lost his wife. He's sitting there watching a show. He's watching us do a show. And then the gentleman who did the costumes, he's there to help with costumes still. He wants to be part of us. So what happens is when you walk through the breezeway right here, this window right here, because normally the lights are shut off into the costume room, and his face has appeared out this window looking at you. And I've experienced him looking at me a couple times.
In the costume room, it's a very tight space. A lot of clothes, a lot of aisles of clothes. Started getting some activity. I heard what sounded like a loud vocal yawn and confirmed that wasn't any of our teammates. And then I believe you were holding a device that started lighting up unexpectedly because it hadn't done anything all night. And we had another device start going off like crazy. Okay, now stop touching it. Or are you trying to make a song?
Jingle bells.
Yeah, that's kind of a fun toy, isn't it? Not really sure what that was all about. We had audio equipment running and a video camera running as well, so hopefully we'll catch something more on that might shed some light on that. I believe that there are some things here that we haven't been able to explain yet, and I know that people have had experiences here to suggest that there is a haunting here. All right, so let's spread out a little bit, I guess, and...
What was that? They were part of our lives. They're still part of our lives. So a lot of theater people who were there actually came together to build this theater. So a lot of the blood, sweat, and tears you see here were people who came down and volunteered their time. Obviously, we did have structural engineers come in and help us.
I thought I saw someone go past these curtains right here. Was that you?
Sometimes you won't let the lights turn on. I was standing here one night, just like this, watching the show. I could see both doors, see both light switches, and the lights came on, came off, came on, came off, came on, came off. And I told him to stop it, and it stopped.
Wow, that was awesome.
That was beautiful.
That is exactly what we are looking for.
That actually takes a lot of talent. Thank you. We're going to go through all that evidence to find out what we actually caught and what we can present as evidence.
I think when the theater burned down and they lost their lives, unfortunately, I think we moved over from there to here. They needed to be part of the theater still. And the people are here, they feel the love, they feel they're part of something still. And I think that's why one of the things that we don't ever have any negative experiences with them is because they're here and they're with us and they are wanting to be part of our productions.